Welcome to the second part of Beware of Business Brokers. And what I want to do today is to take a real listing from an online website. In this case, it's selling a laundromat. Now, the website is Biz Buy Sell, which I think is a very good website. I like the website itself, but it's only as good as the listings the broker puts on it. So this is a real listing from New Jersey that I also wrote about in my book, The Laundromat Bible. And what we'll do is we'll take the information that they did give us, and then we will infer the rest based on what I know about laundromats, and we'll see just how accurate that listing probably is. So the first things that we know, and this is right from the listing, they're asking $275,000 for this laundromat. Again, it's in New Jersey. The store revenue is $125,000 a year. And they say that a new owner can expect to clear $50,000 if they work on site. What you're partially doing is really buying a job, if you think about it, because the only way to earn that $50,000 is to work on site. But that's for another video. So that's what they say you can earn, $50,000 if you work there. They also tell us that the monthly rent is $3,700. There's 2 employees, one being the owner and I guess a part-timer. They do 40% of their revenue in wash and fold. So that's $50,000, which is a nice amount. And the equipment ranges between 2 and 6 years old. Let's dive into some of these numbers. So like I said, the revenue is $125,000. The rent comes out to $44,400 a year. And that's pretty high, that revenue amount. I talk about this in other videos. You really want your rent to be within 20 to 25% of sales. You can check out those other videos. But for this one, $44,400 in rent. You subtract that from the revenue of $125,000, that leaves you $80,600 to pay for everything else. They don't give us utilities in this listing, gas, electric, and water. So I'm just going to use industry standards. You don't want it to be more than 20 to 25%. So let's go with 20% because it might even be a little lower, but we'll keep it easy, 20%, because the equipment is between 2 and 6 years old. So depending on what they bought, it might be more energy and water efficient. So 20% of the revenue, that gives us $25,000. You subtract that from what we've already subtracted from the rent, and that leaves you $55,600. Now, you wouldn't be able to operate this if you didn't have insurance on the building because the landlord wouldn't give you a lease. So let's say insurance is $1,500. That leaves you $54,100. Now, they've told us in this listing that the owner's compensation can be $50,000. So we subtract that from the $54,100 we have left, and then that gives us $4,100. But, and this is the big but, and this is why you really need to know your numbers, whether it's a laundromat, a restaurant, a bookstore, whatever business you're going in. Because out of that $4,100, now it says they have 2 employees, one obviously being the owner. So we know this is in New Jersey. And minimum wage, I believe it's like 14 and change. Let's just say it's $15 to make life easy. And that's not including payroll taxes. That second employee can only work 5 hours a week at $15 plus payroll taxes, and that uses up the remainder of the $4,100. So we're at 0 right now, but we're not done with the expenses. So I know because the listing said they do $50,000 a year in wash and fold. Like I said, that's not bad. That's $4,000 plus a month. My question is, there is no expense for the detergent and the bags the items that are associated with doing wash and fold. I also can tell by this listing that they don't have a POS system or a website because there's not any money left over to have one. So that tells me they're also writing down everything by hand, which is not something that you want to do in 2024. And I've mentioned this in other videos, and I will be doing future videos on it, but you really want to use technology it's commonplace. Anywhere you go, you get a slice of pizza, they're going to ring it up on a POS system. You go to get a haircut. Not that I would know, but I've been told that if you go to get a haircut, they're going to put you in the POS system. Everywhere has a POS system, but laundromats are still a little behind the curve, and there are, believe it or not, people that still just write down all the information. So I can tell they don't have a POS system because they don't have any money for it. I'm sure that they would like a phone, and the people that go there might like internet access. I know I'm in New Jersey. I have Verizon. That costs me about $115 a month. That's another expense that they don't have. I don't see any repair cost. Now, their equipment is between 2 and 6 years old. So it's on the newer side, so maybe they didn't have a lot, but I would also consider them very lucky if they didn't have any. So that means either the owner is fixing it himself and hopefully he knows what he's doing, or they got very lucky. Because anybody who has bought anything new and you've had something fixed within the warranty period, you know that these things, just because they're a year old or 6 months old, they can still break. You know, my laptop, I've taken it twice to the Geek Squad, and it's not even 2 years old. How about credit card processing? I don't see anything for that. And that should be at least another $1,000, $1,500 based on their wash and fold revenue. I find it hard to believe that every single customer wants to pay with cash. I mean, if you have a $119 order, are you going to pay with cash? There are some people that still do, but there's a lot of people that don't carry any cash. They just whip out the debit card or the credit card. So where are my payroll processing fees? Where's my office supplies? If you don't have a POS, you're using pens, papers, just the general things that you need to run a business. Where are my accounting fees? I mean, unless the owner is also an accountant, I would think that there'd have to be something, or even just a simple QuickBooks, I think is like $30 a month. Where's my payroll processing? You say you have another employee. You could do the payroll yourself. I don't think that's something that I'd want to do, because if you make a mistake, then you're dealing with the government, and it's just easier to have a company like ADP do it for you. So, as you can see, I don't think you're going to make $50,000, okay, if you buy this laundromat. The revenue is just not enough. You're basically buying yourself a job. And if I had to guess, I would think that the current owner of this is just tired of working at a laundromat. And I'm guessing that the asking price of $275,000 is based on a multiple of 5 of the owner's compensation, which to me would seem rather high based on all these other numbers. Because the owner is, like we just went through, there's no way they could possibly pay for everything based on the numbers that they also gave us. Most of these numbers are not estimates. We know the rent, which is their biggest. We know how much the owner is expected to make. So right there, that's $94,000 of your $125,000 in revenue. And we've gone over all the other expenses that a laundromat could have. So either the broker didn't look at these numbers, or doesn't understand these numbers, or is just hoping that the next person will come along and say, hey, laundromats are hot, and they're not going to know what questions to ask. That's why you can either, get my book, you can hire a consultant, you have to do your homework though when you're buying a business, because the broker is not there to help you. They're there to sell the business. And what I have found a lot of times is that I know more about the business than the broker does, at least when it comes to laundromats. If you liked this video and it helped you, please smash the like button. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. If you would like me to cover any other topics, please add that in the comment section. And thank you for watching.